Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I have to make an apology. I bring all this latest technology, but doesn't work in this room, so I have to make an apology. So no slides this morning. I just have to read out of my handheld backup copy, and I will see if I could try to download it onto a post designing Hong Kong messages, and so everybody could share these slides. I got some good pictures. So a lot of words to read, but just pictures. So good things to go through when you get boring at your work. So TW just mentioned Hong Kong's open space provision. He mentioned 1 square meter per person at local level, and then 1 square meter at district level. 1 square meter. I'm sitting here. That's roughly about 1 square meter. Goes back. That's roughly 2 square meters. So this is all the open space you got. Everybody got in Hong Kong. I believe this standard was set back in the 70s, right, TW? I'm not sure. I think it's back in the 70s, late 70s or early 80s, and it hasn't been updated for past 30 years. And there's something you may want to think about. Just across the border, China, every city is upgrading their open space provision, their greening provision, not in a national level, but at least every major cities in China is doing this one. And Hong Kong, I think, is about 30 years behind this provision. So something to think about. A green city, a cool city. I'm not going to talk about cool city today because this will be Edward's expertise. I will talk about the green city. Green city, what do we need to become a green city or to have a green city? I think the first thing we need is a policy from the government. And so far we don't have a very outstanding policy or a committed policy. We have a green master plan. This green master plan coming out about 7 years ago. Every district is trying to do as much greening as possible, whatever possible, in short term, medium term, and long term planning. Short term is what you can plan out in Nathan Road in about 2 years' time. And of course, everybody knows under Nathan Road there is the MTR. There are about 20 different services, underground utilities, power, gas, all kinds of cables, whatever you can find. So once you take out Nathan Road, you find hard concrete services and cables everywhere. In the new towns, it's better because when we were doing the new towns planning back in the 70s, a lot of planning, a lot of these utilities were well planned, but in the established urban area is quite difficult. We discussed this issue with the Development Bureau and quite a few government departments, and they all sort of shake their head. Well, we'll see what we can do. So far, the government of Hong Kong doesn't have a greening policy. Sorry, I'm speaking on behalf of the Institute, so don't take me as a civil servant. So I can speak more freely. Okay, supposedly we have a policy. So what we're going to do with this policy, we got to implement it, we got to consult the public, we got to get our public to accept this policy. At the moment, the way I see it, we've been working in the public sector for so many years. Greening is good. Everywhere you take your greening plan to the district councils, councillors would say, well, good, 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 let's do this, let's do that. And then we take time to the residents or to the shop owners, and they say, oh, good, but don't do it in front of my shops, do it somewhere else. As a general mentality these days. Don't do it in front of my house, do it somewhere else. It's nice looking at somebody's screening, but not giving me all this trouble of trees, shrubs, falling leaves, dropping fruits and everything. So this is the mentality. I must say that it's sad to hear this when you're taking all your greening proposals to the locals. And of course, a lot of them will get accepted by the people, by the general public, but then you always hear these sort of comments going back to you, and then your regional greening plans, your regional open space design have to accommodate all these local feelings. So you have a policy, and then you need to have a vision from the government. I don't know if you feel any visions from the government at the moment about the city, basically about the city, not about the population, about any constitutional reforms or whatever, basically just about the city itself, the physical part of the city. We do hear one or two things occasionally from our chief executive about the vision, but any form of physical work or greening works or open space or improvements in greening, it all ties in with our infrastructure design, and infrastructure design always related to engineering developments, our superhighways, our roadworks, our networks, our cross